Alright guys, welcome to the first J Activate versus video. On my end, I'm going to play a Spicy Brew. I believe it top 8'd the Bacca Nico event in Italy. It's a Grimmia deck. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the stones. We've got 4 of the green-white Magic Stone of the Gusting Skies, 4 of the black-green Magic Stone of the Black Silence, and then 2 red-green stones, Magic Stone of Blasting Waves. We've just got a little bit of a red splash. All our stones are green, so that means our Gretel hits every single time, which is very important for this deck. We've got 4 Elvish Priests and 4 Gretels and 4 Feathsings. Those help us ramp up. This deck wants to make a lot of mana quickly so that it can play multiple spells in the same turn and have counter magic like Cake Zone and Zeke's Open to protect its ruler once it flips. Let's see, we've got 3 Morganas. Those combo insanely well with our Whispers of the Abyss, and every instance of draw card that we get to look at the top 3 and pick one. You normally get to go through about 18 cards when you cast this for 6. 6 seems to be the magic number because it puts you to 10 if you're at all your life. Once you get to 10, Grimmia costs 0 to flip, and then from there all you need to do is pay the 1 white and you can give it target attack and swiftness. And once you do that, you strap on this Ragnarok and you go to town. We play 4 Ragnaroks. I've seen people mess around with 3. Maybe I'll cut one in the future, but you end up drawing them. They're pretty good on their own anyway, so it hasn't been too big of a deal yet. Moving on, we've got 4 the Little Princes. Little Prince is insane in this deck because when you Whispers down to 10, you J activate for 0, then you play Little Prince, go back up to 20, then you attack and you get the Ragnarok on him, and you can eat whatever guy they have, gain some more life, get up to a safe life total, and hopefully take the game over from there. I kind of already mentioned Feathsing as ramp, but she is much, much more than that. This is probably my favorite card in the game. It just does everything. It can apply pressure, it can kill attackers, it can stop you from taking early damage if you need to. Sometimes this deck likes to take early damage though, so it doesn't always perform that function. But just one of the best cards in the game. Then we've got our 2 Breath of the Gods to protect our ruler. Once we go all in, this deck is very all in on its ruler, and if they deal with that, it can be hard to close games out sometimes. 2 Zekes, just such a versatile card. We're already really green heavy and controlling to some degree. This is one of the best ways to deal with Blazer. Necronomicon, we can shuffle their graveyard in so they don't have a hand essentially. It does everything. This card's great. I'm assuming he could only fit 2 in. He's got another one in his sideboard. But yeah, this card is just fantastic. Absolute Cake Zone, 4X. This card is a must. We have a greedy mana base of 10 all special stones. We don't want to die to split heaven and earth. That card just murders control decks, so you've got to respect that and play 4 of those. The same kind of goes with our Zekes. Defense against that, and obviously both of these draw cards in our deck when we have one of these in play. Counter spells that draw cards are probably the most absurd thing I've come across in this game yet. So we like to really get up on card advantage. Those cards are just nuts. I've already mentioned Whispers of the Abyss. This card we use to manipulate our life total and get down to 10 so that we can abuse Grimmia and flip it way earlier than we should be able to. And we are splashing red just for Duel of Truth. That might seem crazy, but after playing with this deck a little bit, I can tell you that it's part of those blowout turns where we go Whispers end of turn, untap, Little Prince, activate, attack, Duel of Truth. You end up wiping their board, gaining a ton of life, and against decks like Grimm, you can just close the game out. So that is the deck. It's really cool. When it goes off, it's super fun to watch. So now I'll go to the sideboard. All right, here's the sideboard. We've got an extra Zekes. That card's just good in a lot of different situations, as I said earlier. An extra Breath of God for just when they have Flames of the Outer World and Thunders and are just really trying to kill our ruler. We'll bring that in. 2 Eye the Pilots. Those are going to be really good when Little Prince is just an MVP. If he leaves play and you gain 10, that can be just as brutal as when he came into play and you gain 10 against decks that are actively trying to attack you. We've got 2 Zeros and 3 Awakening at the ends. Those are kind of anti-beat down, anti-rush down cards that are really going to be probably good against the Grimm deck. Zero is really good at cleaning up Cheshire Cats and things like that that can really get in the way. Cheshire Cats are super annoying for this deck because you cannot stop them from blocking when you target attack the guy you actually want to kill. And also if you're just swinging for like 20 with your ruler, it's really annoying to just get blocked by this cat. Again, this comes in when the Breath of the God probably comes in. This is really good against decks that are trying to kill our ruler, giving him untargetable or not being able to be the target of spells or abilities your opponent's control is very, very good. And then Dream of Juliet, one of the most versatile cards in the game. It's very, very good at dealing with Necronomicons, just any problem additions that decks might have. It's just a great card to have. You could also remove blockers with it. If your Grimmia gets up to lethal, they can block with one guy. You can Dreams of Juliet it, and the damage goes through to them. So that's the sideboard for this deck. Now we'll probably end up going to Matt's Grimm deck.
Alright guys, so this is the Grimm deck, the Grimm Aggro deck. It's a fast deck. It's going to ideally get under your opponent and keep him on tilt the entire game is pretty much the plan. You've got 4 Cheshire Cats, you've got 4 March Hares, 4 Tinkerbells, and 4 Hunter in the Black Forest. That is definitely your aggro package. That's what's going to allow you to get under your opponent so far to where ideally they're going to be trying to deal with your creatures as you're pumping more out. The only even card in this deck, as you'll see, is there's a 1 of Glinda, which Glinda is great. She has a fair amount of versatility since you can tutor for any card in the deck with the exception of Blazer, which I'll get to in a second. She's going to be able to let you just push that extra damage you need to either burn them out or finish them off either way. And of course, her activate ability where you can sacrifice her and make them pay an additional 2. But the other thing that we added into this deck is that we took Little Dread to the sideboard in place of the 1 Eye the Pilot. He's a big creature for 3, but more so than that, he curves out really well to where he's a good tempo play. Being able to, when he comes into play, tap down a creature, it might be just what you need to be able to continue to push your damage for 1 extra turn. And then after that, he's just an 8/8, which is bigger than anything else in the deck with the exception of Blazer or maybe a Tinkerbell if you've got a bunch of creatures on the field. Then as you see, we've got 4 Oz, the Great Wizard. He's great, obviously, for the simple purpose of being able to get any one of your 4 Thunders, your 4 Dreams, Rapid Decay, or of course your Duel. Etna, she's a great late game finisher. She's similar to Eye the Pilot. She's a little more mana intensive, but she's definitely going to lock down your opponent depending on what they're playing, especially in mirror matches and stuff like that where they've got Blazers. If they drop a Blazer or something like that, you have to ideally have or go tutor for an Etna, which is the great thing about this entire deck, of course, is the package you have to where you can, for example, play a Cheshire Cat, put something that's not very useful at that time on top of your deck, and then you can tutor that away where you shuffle your deck. That's going to be one of your more optimal plays that you can make with a package like this. Blazer himself, having 4 of him, I mean, he's just insane. He's just really good against control. He's good against some of the combo decks that you'll run into. He also shuts down like Abdul if they're playing Necronomicon and stuff like that. It's very disruptive. Not to mention, I mean, it's just a giant creature that they're going to have to deal with, or they're going to have to try to deal with. a lot of the times they'll dump a lot of resources into killing that guy. So, but he'll just get exiled and come right back. The other thing we've got, of course, as you can probably see, are the stones, the stone package that we have. We only play 4 non-basics, Hearth's Core, 4 Hearth's Core, and then you'll see we've got 6 just basic stones. Really, you're going to want a red more often than not, since you only are going to have, the only blue spell you're going to have is Dreams in the main board. And then you've got your 4 Thunders, your Duel, and your Rapid Decay. So it's ideal for casting anything here. And then, of course, by the time you get around to casting a Blazer, you should have plenty of red mana available. So that covers the main deck. We'll go ahead and move to the sideboard and let you see that. Okay, and this is the Grimm sideboard package that we have. What you'll see with this is clearly you've got 1 Rapid Decay, 1 Crime and Punishment, Duel of Truths, 4 Split Heaven and Earth, 3 more Glindas, 2 Little Dreads, and 2, I don't know how to pronounce it properly, it's Gilles de Rais, I want to say, which he's a child murderer. The main thing you'll see here is that Rapid Decay is good against the mirror match, of course. It's good against really any deck that has the 1-drop elf that's going to produce mana, stuff like that. You want to be able to push through early and disrupt their mana acceleration if you can, with boarding in an additional Rapid Decay. Crime and Punishment is going to be for any of the problem rulers that you're going to run into. It's really good against Grimmia. Grimmia is going to get real big real quick, and there's very few ways to just deal with that without maybe losing your entire board. That card can take care of that problem for you. Duel of Truth, same kind of situation. It's just very versatile. It's a kind of a catch-all against several different decks, whether it's a J ruler or creature. The big thing here is going to be for like the control package, what we have, which is the Split Heaven and Earths, the 4 of those. That card can just destroy control on its own. So what we would do is we're going to bring those in. We're going to bring in the Glindas. We're also going to bring in the Gilles de Rais. But the thing about that is what we want to take out is going to be the March Hares and the Dreams. That way we don't have anything that is negatively impacted or up to chance by having an even card in our deck. Split Heaven and Earth is the most powerful sideboard card that we have, because when you saw our deck, we have just the 4 dual stones in there, and then of course 6 basics. So it definitely gives us an edge on really any deck, not just necessarily just control, but almost any deck that is going to be playing just a ton of non-basics. That card is just going to crush. We can just turn into a burn deck almost at that point. Glinda is the same way, lets us push damage, so with the other creatures we have in play, can't be blocked. But it also has the sacrifice ability of forcing them to play around the 2 extra mana to actually get their spells through. The one thing that's really good with the Little Dreads that we've seen is this card is going to be good either in the mirrors or in primarily the mirrors, where either you can take control of a Blazer, or if they're playing the version that plays Hamlin, it's also really insane for that, because you take control of their Hamlin, you get to attack, you also get to tap down one of their creatures, and that creature won't untap as long as that Hamlin's in play, so you're going to pretty much force their own creature to lock down something they have on the board. So that's a quick look at our sideboard as far as the different package that we have going on, but definitely Split Heaven and Earth is the MVP there.
How lucky.
Fine.
All right.
All right.
Fantastic.
I'll be on the play.
Sounds good.
Good, sir.
All right. This is my opener. This is pretty fantastic. I actually will probably keep all of these cards. I could see an argument for maybe shipping this one or even this one. This deck's very streamlined in what it wants to do, but this is a very important card when we do what we want to do. And in this matchup in general, it can be a game breaker. I'm just going to keep all of these. This seems like a good hand. That doesn't happen very often.
Here's my hand, and it's garbage, so I'm going to keep this card, and I'm going to ship the rest.
Good man. Losing the die roll is definitely rough for this deck, but hopefully your mulligan is just complete butt.
It is. It's not very good, but we'll roll with it. So,
All right, man.
All right.
Start us off.
March Hare, go.
Sounds good. Black Greenstone. We'll make a Morgana.
You would play that.
Your turn.
Draw. Untap. Whew. She trades with March Hare. So, that sucks. I think I'll kill her.
Okay. Thunder.
Attack for 5. Gonna reveal
Glinda. All right, not Glinda.
a
That's
blazer. It's
I'll
not a-
take 5. I'll be at 35. Matt's at 40. We shortcut this, you guys. I hope everyone does the same thing because those 2 zeros don't mean anything.
Second Hare. Go ahead.
Sounds good. Tap. Pretty gross draws for this matchup. Not too happy about it, but it is what it is. Now I have to decide between this or this.
I say.
Normally I would just run this out, but I'm not entirely sure that's a smart play in this circumstance. If I wait, I can do this, and then next turn I can do this and have something like this or this open. So I'm just going to pass the turn.
All right. Draw. Untap. Gonna do this first.
That's fine.
Cheshire Cat.
Mhm.
Draw 2. Put 1 back. And then I think fire and sack.
Glinda. No, another blazer.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the good thing about cat. I kind of set that up.
I'll go to 30.
All right. Oh my! Attack again.
Yeah, I'll go to 25.
Tinkerbell.
I'm going to Zeke's Tinkerbell.
Of course.
Don't want to fall too far behind.
Go ahead.
Make a stone. Cast Gretel.
Yep. Seems good.
Deal that. And then I will pass the turn to you.
Kind of want to keep everything that I have at the moment. So I will.
Okay. Draw your blazer.
2 open. You have 5 cards. So you probably have a Zeke's. Which is a lot of BS. But, you know, whatever. We'll attack. Same thing all the time.
I'll take it.
Okay.
50.
Castanetna for 3.
Etna resolves.
Go ahead.
End of turn. I'll cast Whispers from the Abyss for 5.
So draw 1 card?
Drawing 1 card, yeah. Gonna put me down to 2.
It's part of the reason why I wanted to keep attacking you. At least it limits the amount of cards you can draw.
Sure, yeah, I agree. I mean, it's better to have me take a bunch of damage than it is take a bunch of damage to draw 6 cards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't not attack me. That's what your deck
Yeah.
wants to do. Draw my 1 card. That would have been a lot better on the, you know, the first turn of the game. This is what we drew. I guess that's not bad. We're a little bottlenecked on our white sources, though. All right. Well, so now it's just party time, or get the F out time. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is activate for 0. Now it gets tricky. Ideally, I want to cast this, but I can't. So that means it's actually not tricky, and I just wish I had more stones than I do. So we're probably going to use our white to give him target attack and haste, and then use this, and then keep open this as some sort of protection, hopefully. If everything goes as planned, we might be able to be back in this game. So I'm going to give him swiftness and target attack.
Okay.
I'm going to target attack Etna.
Okay.
Going to get a Ragnarok. We'll put that on there.
I'll block.
Yeah. I will gain 2 life and he gets exiled. I'll be at 12. You can cut if you like. I'm also going to Duel of Truth, Etna and my ruler. So it'll get exiled and I'll gain 7 life, because equal to its toughness from the Ragnarok since it's dealing damage. I'm going to be at 19 after that. I feel I'd like to play this, but I don't want to risk playing into a Thunder, or I don't know. That's just really the only way something bad can happen to me where I'm at, I think. So I'm just going to pass the turn.
Oh, I know what's on top, so end of turn.
Yeah. You have a March here on top, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tutor?
Okay. I also knew that he had 2 Blazers in his hand, so me not playing the other card too protected me from him perhaps killing this, untapping, Blazer, attack with both of those, and that's 20, and I'm at 19. So I really had to be careful. This is a pivotal turn. This is either the turn where he will win, or I might be able to squeak back in this game and start taking over the game with my ruler. Note that he's getting Cheshire Cats. They're very, very good in this matchup. They constantly just get in my way when I'm trying to kill him or kill his guys to gain life. It only lets me gain 2 life And he's also getting card advantage out of it. Very good in this matchup, and a big reason why I have 0 in this sideboard.
Draw. Let's see. Cheshire.
Yeah.
All right. Attack step.
Yeah.
Thank you for 5.
Top Hunter. Okay, I'll take it. 14.
Now the problem is here is that if I put him to 9, it means if he has a little prince in his hand that he can just cast it and gain 10 back. So it might even be better for me to not do that and try to finish it a different way, which is going to be difficult with Grimmia, but it might be doable. 3 Oz?
Yeah.
Thunder?
Yeah. So I now know a majority of Matt's hand. I know he has 2 Blazers and a Thunder. So I don't know one of his cards right now.
Cheshire Cat.
That's fine.
Pass.
So we drew. Not bad. Could be better. Untap. So I think it's right to just start off by attacking, and then afterwards we can play these and then sit on whichever one of these 2 cards we'd like. Playing this would be nice. We're not in a great position to do that right now, but we might be soon. Same goes for this. I think I am just going to go into combat.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack March Hare. Get a trigger when I attack.
Block with a cat.
Yeah, and only one of the Ragnarok's triggers.
Gets exiled.
Mm-hmm.
Go to 16.
16, yeah. Then I'm going to, while he's tapped out, so that he doesn't get to bounce or kill something in response, I'm going to Duel of Truth Oz with my ruler. So I'll gain 6 from that. That'll put me up to 22. Starting to get to a healthy life total and a board position where I feel pretty good. We'll play an Elvish Priest. And we'll shift the turn to you. I'm really proud of us for drawing our card and then untapping. Being Magic players, that is one of the hardest things for us to get used to playing this game. But it's also super cool how you can draw, use your untapped will, play something, then untap. It's like having two insteps almost, which sounds really broken, but in the context of this game, I feel like it works really well. So it looks like Blazer's coming to the party.
Blazer.
Yeah.
I know your deck runs 3 Duel of Truths.
2 of them are gone, and I don't have any red will showing.
Right. I'm trying to think for the next few turns because unfortunately Grimmia is out of control.
I'm gonna ride that one trick pony all the way to V-Town, which stands for victory, in case you guys were curious.
Play March Hare?
3rd March Hare, sounds good.
Okay. Then I'll pass.
End of turn. Now, I know a lot of people know this, but newer players might not. Summoning Sickness in this game is over after your turn ends, so now I can tap this guy for will on his turn, and I'll flash in a Feast Sing.
Okay.
To makes another will if I need it to, a little more board presence. I just feel like at this point I need to have as much as I can on the board to stabilize. And I untapped before I drew because I'm very good at this game. This is what we drew. That's not too bad. I can handle that right now. I'll go to combat.
Okay.
And I'll attack and trigger.
Attacking me?
Yes. It's a 3rd Ragnarok on me. My leader is now a 25-25.
How many cards?
4.
4. No blocks.
25? Put you at 15?
Yep.
Okay. I am going to just run out a little prince. No triggers, but he's a pretty big dude right now. He's a 10-10 at the moment.
It's not bad.
Tap that a little differently. Oh, I can't because, little prince costs away. All right. Pass
Okay.
the turn to you.
Draw.
I might have messed up. Playing Little Prince might have been wrong. It might have been right to leave open double white to threaten to tap down his guys. I am at 22, which is a pretty safe life total, but that deck can do some pretty crazy things out of nowhere, especially Etna. I might be just dead to an Etna now that I didn't play that. I might not have been able to lose, actually, if I would have left open white-white. So if I die, I'm sorry I played poorly.
Well, I have multiple lines that I can do. Knowing what you have open, though, it's more likely that you'll be able to deal with a couple cards in my hand. But since I was tapped out whenever I drew, I couldn't search or take advantage of that extra mana, so Rapid Decay.
How many cards? You have 3 cards?
3 cards.
So you have a Blazer and a Thunder and a card I don't know. So if I let that resolve, and he has any Fairy Tale in his hand, he can pay 1, go get Etna, tap 2 guys down. Not dead to that though, which is nice. So I think that we have to let that resolve.
Okay, you get exile.
Yes, Blazer.
What's interesting here is knowing that you have a counterspell, I could in fact deal with your board to kill you. I pilot.
That resolves. What is your target?
My target is feasting.
I will add a white will.
Doing's a little risky, but you have to try.
It's a perfect example of how good Cheshire Cat is.
Attempt to bounce the Elvish
So now I
Priest
know your hand, and it's Thunder and Blazer.
and Thunder. I'd shuffled a different Blazer away.
Oh,
earlier in
you
the
did?
game.
So I was wrong about your hand earlier. I didn't
Mhm.
notice you shuffled. Okay, great. No. All right. So I know you have Thunder. So it's kind of irrelevant actually as to which one of these I do and when I do it. I'll cake zone that.
I will respond.
Sure.
Kill the Gretel.
Sure. Gretel gets RFG'd. Cake zones that. I don't draw a card. RFG'd.
Go to attack step.
Yeah.
Let's see. Attack
Yeah.
you for 11.
Playing the Little Prince that I played earlier, I think was extremely wrong. I think keeping it in my hand left open options for me to tap his guys down by banishing one of these with 2 white will. Not only that, it makes it to where if he makes some sort of giant alpha attack on me right now, I could go as low as I wanted to, play it, be safe, and be back in the game. Now I feel like I might be dangerously close to losing. So it's really important to learn from that mistake.
I'm actually going to attack your Faith Sing.
That's
with
fine.
this. Okay. You're at 22?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Attack?
Yeah. I will take 5, and that'll put me at 17.
Attack for 5.
I'll take that. I'll go to 12.
That'll be it.
Just those? Okay.
Yes.
I guess it's not the worst draw. He has no cards in his hand. I guess we really just hope he draws, as weird as it sounds, like a Thunder or a Dreams at this point. Just because we don't really want to see
You know what he
an
is drawing.
Etna or anything come down. Yeah, we know what he has, and it is an Etna. Anything, it's a Hunter. Yeah,
It'll
it can
turn
be,
into
it can
an
be
Etna.
whatever it needs to be. Exactly. not in the greatest shape here, especially our feasting's gone. I mean, even if I did leave open those 2 white will to tap down these guys, he still has Cheshire Cat that just chump blocks me. It's very, very difficult to beat Cheshire Cat with this deck. It's a huge reason why my sideboard is what it is. The Awakening at the end and the zeros, it really helps shore up that. I mean, as you can see right now, Awakening at the end would just be backbreaking. I am going to play a Gretel. Reveal this. That's unfortunate.
Another black
We
green.
really wanted that to be a white stone to really feel like I have a chance of not dying here. I think I almost have to play defense here, so if he does attack me, I can gain life.
Now remember with the Blazer and this.
Yeah, Blazer beats this all
It
day.
it shuts that
I don't
down.
gain life anymore. Yeah, because for some reason, unbeknownst to me, that card makes it to where this card never triggers. I guess it's the ruling is that the owner of the card that goes to the graveyard picks the replacement effect.
Right.
Is the ruling that I understand.
Yeah.
So it's Blazer greater than all.
So whenever, say, the Cheshire Cat dies, I would choose the replacement effect for what happens to it, and I would choose the Blazer.
Right.
So that it's no longer there for this to happen.
Right.
So.
I am at 12.
2 cards?
Yeah. I don't really see a way to win unless we attack, so I'm just going to attack. And do this really cool thing that probably doesn't mean anything. So it's too bad I don't gain 4 times. Yeah.
Block?
And that just gets exiled, yeah.
Exile with the Blazer?
Yeah, and I don't gain the life at all. This Blazer is a douchebag. Alright, pass the turn to you.
Draw?
Yeah.
Into my draw step, tutor?
Yeah. I realize that I might not have been just dead had I left that back, but I honestly don't see a way I'm winning that game. I think you kind of have to hope that you prompt him to like do something stupid is really my only hope by attacking. Yeah, I really think I made a blunder. The game would probably still be going on. I don't think I necessarily would win this one, but playing that little prince the turn I did for no value, I was being impatient, and that was a bad play. Yeah.
Try the Etna route. Have to, Etna.
I'm going to
Next
respond. There's no way that I win this game now that he's casting Etna. I'm going to respond with Breath of the God on my Gretel, just to draw a card. But even if it's Zeke's and I counter it, I'm still below to where I'll die to an alpha swing, no matter what, which it is, but it's irrelevant. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
You can Zeke's it now, but it's going to
even
cost
if I
you
left
all
this,
your resources.
even if I left this back, I could only block these 2. Even if I left this back, I could only block these 2, and I'd still be dead since I'm at 12. So, yep, you got this one. It was very close though. Alright guys, we're here with some sideboarded games. I'm taking out Morgana for Awakening at the end. This card just doesn't seem that important in this matchup. I don't really care about the card selection. It's nice that it trades with its early creatures, but I am on the play as well, so I'm going to go ahead and sideboard for being on the play. The last 2 cards I'm taking out to make room for zeros are the Breath of God and the 4th Ragnarok. Probably won't need the 4th Ragnarok, especially with zeros and Awakening the Ends, clearing the way. I can't really imagine I'll need to tap his guys down to push damage. And last game I died with a Breath of God in my hand, so you know it's probably good that he's bringing in Crime and Punishment, but I have other normal counter spells to leave in, and those cards also interact with Split Heaven and Earth, and that card will kill me. You'll probably see me die to it, even though I know he has it. The big thing that sucks is that once he has more Glindas, I can't tap below 4 mana, or I'm just dead to a Split the Heaven and Earth. So, but this is how I'm boarding. Hopefully that helps out. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, you touch base on it. I mean, mine's a bit more of a transformation than your deck. Obviously, I'm taking out the March Hares and the Dreams because adding all these these even dropped cards are going to make these just a lot worse.
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the transformational sideboard, and why it's so good against control.
And the thing is, these oh, I forget how to say it. That guy.
Gilles de Rais.
Gilles de Rais. Yeah.
Gilles de Rais.
He's not as susceptible to a lot of the removal that you'll have, for example, because you have a lot of minus.
It's a really good way to go over the top and push a
flying,
lot of damage.
Swiftness, yeah, he can be, you know, just an alpha strike on his own.
Absolutely. You had about 8 stones in play last game, and I think at least 6 of them were red. So if that tells you anything, he's going to hit really hard.
Obviously, Crime and Punishment, like you said, it deals with your ruler.
The card against Grimmia. If you want to beat Grimmia, Crime and Punishment's what you need. Yeah, exactly.
So I'll end up. Generally, I mean, I'm gonna let him either hit me or get a creature, but hopefully I'll have Crime and Punishment when I need it.
Yeah. All right. Let's shuffle up and go. I'll be on the play since I got beat. I thought I was pretty close to stabilizing that last game, but those Cheshire Cat blocks really came through and helped Matt get ahead of me there. And I also helped him out by playing that little prince out of sequence. But
my hand was pretty good.
I don't think I was going to win regardless. I want the viewers, you know, to really understand that play was poor on my part. Playing the little prince didn't really do anything for me there, like I thought it was.
Yeah.
Having another 10 life to play with means that's maybe one more Cheshire I get out of the way, one more turn I have, you know, to get hit by a Blazer and not die.
All right, and I understand that I'm playing first?
No, you are not.
Oh. You're not as scholarly and as much of a gentleman as I thought.
I know. Okay, this is my opener. These are all cards I want to see. I would normally maybe mulligan these, but after sideboard I just know that I can't. I am inclined to ship one of these though, and hopefully find another piece of the puzzle. I actually almost want to ship this too, to just try and have a better opener. That's a card I typically want later. I think I am. I'm going to try it. It could be wrong, but I don't know. My gut tells me that I want to have as strong of an opener as I can and be able to flip my ruler as fast as I can. So that card isn't necessarily going to help me do that.
My hand is pretty lackluster.
This is what. Okay, go ahead.
So I normally would ship this card, but since I'm since I'm on the draw, I'll end up keeping it, and I'll just end up shipping probably these 2, actually probably these 3 cards, keeping these 2.
Matt was so excited to show you his hand that he wouldn't let me resolve my mulligan first. These are the 2 cards I drew on my mulligan. I really probably couldn't ask for a better starting hand than this in this matchup. Maybe Gretel would have made it better.
Look at mine. It's actually really terrible, except I drew this. That might be the only saving grace of this hand.
All right. You ready? Start it off?
Sure.
All right. This thing. Stone deck's upside down. We'll fix that. We'll play a Elvish Priest. Go ahead. We might have been calling that Elvish Mystic. Sorry. Just that magic player kicking in.
Oh.
Do it.
Well.
Do it. Yeah.
Rapid Decay. Go.
Just make a stone. And we'll pass the turn to Matt.
Draw. My hand is not improving. Look at that. Blue stone. This hand, it's not very good.
Oh, boo-hoo.
I know.
Last night when we were playing, I was just smashing that deck, but I guess you went first, and that's a big deal. And then last game, my hand wasn't the greatest. My hand was good though. My hand was very good last game. Don't let me get all butthurt and tell you it wasn't. It was a very good hand, but
I believe I will pass.
well, that's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
All right, draw. Make a stone. And we'll pass right back. I'm sure he's going to tutor or something right here. This is a very unusual start for that deck to have.
Yeah.
To not
End of
have
turn,
pressure.
I'm gonna tutor.
Okay. So he opted not to play that last turn and attack me, which is pretty interesting. You care to share your thoughts on that, or do you think it would give away your hand?
It would give away
Okay,
my hand.
cool. Then don't worry about it. Alright, Cheshire Cat.
Draw. Let's see. Tap. Stone. Cat.
Yep.
What a draw. Well, put that back. Cat.
Yeah.
Seven cards. Pass.
Alright, in a turn, I'm going to flash in a Feet Sink.
That happens.
I'm going to go to my turn and draw. Make a stone. Pass.
Draw. Tap.
It didn't attack there. I'm not sure if it's right or not, but it kind of plays around him having a hunter or, I don't know, some sort of source of damage. That's fine.
Cat. We'll just draw.
I feel like I'm not going to win this game in increments of 5, I guess, is what I'm doing by not attacking, but that could be the wrong way to approach the match.
It's really awkward that I got both of these that quickly. Because I certainly don't want... What I'll actually do is tutor.
Okay.
Tinkerbell. Gas Tinkerbell?
Sure.
Okay. Then I'll pass.
End of turn. I'm going to flash in 0. Quick cast, sorry, not flash, but yeah, pretty good either way. Yeah.
There's nothing I really could have done.
Draw.
Tap. I guess at least I get my cats back.
can either make another stone here, or I can use this. The good thing about parking on stones is that it helps make his splits not as backbreaking. One more stone would be nice. I think.
Sorry, I'm just waiting for.
I've got a few lines. I can do this, and then I could J activate, but not attack, and do this, and then also have open nothing. So that's not a line. I think my best line here is just make a stone and be patient. I don't really see a reason to go ham right at this moment. So I will attack you for 7.
Attempt to thunder.
That seems fine.
Okay.
And then I will attack you for 5.
We'll take 5.
So you're at 35, I'm still at 40, and we'll pass the turn.
Draw. Never seen that card before. I'll play a cat.
Sounds good.
Whew. If you ever wondered how many Blazers you could draw,
It's 4 is
the answer's
number
4. Yeah, the answer's 4.
Eventually. I mean, I guess you never really want 4 in your hand, because let's face it, you're only getting to 10 stones ever.
Yeah.
Maybe, we should.
And you can still
we
keep
should probably play
recasting.
20.
Yeah.
So cast all 4 Blazers in those long games.
Yeah, just do them all. At this point, I think I just chill. So I'll pass.
I will.
Good thing there's no Thoughtseize in this game.
I will cast this.
Of course.
And hope you don't have 3 Thunders in your hand, because I'm going to draw down. I'm going to go down to 10. So I'll draw 6 cards. Paying 30.
Paying 30. Yeah. Yep. It's quite very unfortunate.
6. So 6 cards I drew. It's alright. Would have been nice if there was something we could sneak into play. There's not. So we'll draw for a turn.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty awful, but so it is.
Yeah, it's pretty awful when you have like a 13 card hand.
Oh, J-activate for 0.
Okay.
Play Little Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Is enter trigger.
Yeah, it triggers.
So I'll go to 20.
Yep.
I'll give him swiftness and target attack.
Yep.
And I'll attack you.
I'll respond to the trigger.
To the trigger, okay.
Thunder?
That resolves.
Thunder?
Okay, now we need to think. This is only 15. He has no pressure on the board. If he has double split, we'll die. So I just need to figure out if I can win this game without my ruler, and if I want to. I guess in all fairness, he has to hit a red stone. Actually, no, he will. There's no way he won't. I know the deck, and it plays only 2 blue stones. That's unfortunate. So I might need to ponder how I win this game without my ruler. I'd really hate for the game to just end to that, to double, but I don't think I want to live in a world where my Grimmia isn't doing its thing. So we are going to if we let it die. Yeah. I'm going to cast Breath of God.
Give it protection from.
Yeah. And I draw a card.
Okay.
Draw. That's a fantastic draw. Go ahead and continue resolving this. Would you like to take 15?
I'm at 35.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Matt goes to 20. I'm at 20. Just stone cold dead to a 2 splits. That's pretty much the only way I think I can die this turn. So I'm going to go to discard. We'll probably pitch both of these. That might actually be good. This is what I'm discarding. 2 Whispers, Ragnarok, and an Elvish Priest. Discarding the Ragnarok there might not be what I want to do, but I'm just not sure when I'm going to have the opportunity to do that. So go ahead. Matt seems pretty excited, so I think I'm just dead.
Yeah.
You got the two splits?
2 splits.
Nice game, right, guys? Yeah.
I had this. I wasn't expecting the breath.
Right.
I was trying to get you to counter him.
Yeah,
a
and then it
thunder.
made it to where you couldn't cast that because I hadn't dealt damage yet. Exactly.
But being as I had this, and the way
It-
your deck plays out, it.
I mean, I do get to keep playing cards if I just let this die, but also you've got to have both of them, or I'm just winning.
Yeah.
Like I think I just completely I don't even know if those matter if I get to keep doing this. I have this in my hand, so it means I'm gonna clear the cat and get to kill whatever I want to kill.
Yeah.
The next turn and can maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm dead either way, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, guys, man.
I tried to
Split
play
the heaven and earth. What a powerful card. All right. Well, I got hosed pretty hard that game. We wanted to show you a deck that had a lot of good game against Grimm, but I just got beat anyway. So shows you how powerful that deck is and how good the options are, how powerful that sideboard package is. So wrapping up, you guys got to see just how powerful the Grimm deck is and its transformational sideboard. I felt damned if I did and damned if I didn't there. If I tried to not call stones up and I summon Grimmia that last turn, I would have played into the crime and punishment he had in his hand. So I'm glad I didn't do that. But at the same time, the more stones you call, you're playing into split when it does resolve. But you also are helping yourself keep counters open. It's just really tough to play around that, especially when if you tap below 4 and you're at 15 or lower, you know they're going to just get Glinda, play it, and then they're going to play their split. That game, I had the option of letting my ruler die and just taking the 2 thunders like that. It's really hard to win without that ruler. I did have a Ragnarok in my hand and could try and put it on another creature, but I know that he can just rapid decay whatever creature I put it on at that time. I mean, not if it's Thief Sing, but he's just, or he can just Etna whatever it's on. He's just got lots of ways to deal with it when it's not on my ruler. So I felt like I would rather make him have 2 splits than put myself in a bad position to just beat his normal draws. Double split draw is going to be hard for any deck like this to beat. Because I'm not a pure control deck. I do need to tap my mana on my turn to flip my ruler and to try and be aggressive and to play Little Prince and use the life pack that I paid to draw cards. I do still think that I have a pretty good matchup against Grimm. I mean, I don't know if anything has better than a 55-45 or 50-50 matchup versus Grimm because of how versatile it is and how it plays at every stage of the game. But you got to see how good Zero is in the sideboard. I got a sweet 4-for-1. I don't know if you'd call that a 4-for-1 since you drew cards off all those Cheshire Cats, but it definitely did its job. It cleared the board. I maybe could have made a smarter play where I save the 0 and wait until I make him an attack and he thinks he's safe, and then I wipe his board there. Do you have any thoughts about the matchup at all or how it played out?
Well, I mean, that second game especially was really convenient. I was not expecting you to have the breath. I was expecting you to have just a hard counter for the second Thunder.
Because you had Crime and Punishment here.
Yeah, I was
right.
I fully expected not to be able to double Thunder, but I was trying to force you into a position where, you know, you're either losing your ruler, and then we got to play a fair game.
Right.
Otherwise, you would die to this double split I had in my hand.
Yeah, no, you were in a very good spot that game. And I mean, when he doesn't play creatures, or resonators, excuse me, on his first few turns, I know he has a spell-heavy hand, but once I saw those 2 Thunders, I kind of thought, oh, okay, these are the cards that are in his hand. And he also made a comment about having Blazers, which maybe you had some in your hand, who knows, but I thought at that point that I was pretty okay to not get double split out of the game. That card is just format warping and meta warping. Like, you just have to respect that card or you'll die. And I'm willing to respect one most of the time. I decided to take my chances because I think I win that game hands down if he doesn't have both of them there. I think that game, he probably scoops the next turn if he doesn't have both of them with what was in my hand. So, but we'll keep bringing these videos to you. If you have any thoughts on what you want our next video to be, put it in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. And I really appreciate everyone watching. So I'm Matt, I'm Ryan.
Matt.
Yeah, cool. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching J Activate.